In this video, I'm going to show you 7 useful tips in Roblox Studio that will make your games much better and will save you a lot of time. So, let's get started. So first is the Service Autocomplete plugin, and I use this plugin almost every day, like I just need it. It's mainly for coders. So if you code, let me just open a script, and let's say players, right? It's a service called players, and there's like a dot player added, right? You can connect it to a function, and you can just type player, and then I can type join the game or something like that. And basically, I will need to type this whole line in this word myself. This plugin, I can type players, and if I hit tab, it automatically adds the variable. But if I won't have this plugin, I will need to type local players equals blah, blah, blah. So it's very useful. It's for every kind of service, and there's even a paid plugin that can even autocomplete your modules, but it costs like $10. So if you want that, you can also buy it, but I think this is really nice and it saves me like a bunch of time. Next is for builders, which is ladder with an invisible truss. So if I build a very simple ladder here, sometimes it will just not be able to climb. It will be very hard to climb, and I'm going to show you how to make every kind of ladder, no matter if it's big, small, climbable. So I'm gonna just build this simple ladder, right? It looks really weird. Let's play the game here, and as you can see, it's not climbable really. Look, it's just because your character is very small, you can kind of jump, but that's really bad. So I'm going to show you how to make it climbable. So basically, you want to type in the toolbox, is the simplest way how to do that, and you want to put truss, yeah, just like this, and you want to pick the first one right here, truss ladder. It's an old part that is now deprecated, but it's always climbable, and what we can use it for is just place it kind of here, make it bigger, right, like this, right? I'm gonna put it a little bit in ground, and I'm gonna put a lot of these. I'm gonna kind of like move it to middle, right? Yeah, just like this. And we'll make it transparency to 1, but we'll keep it collided. And now, so there's a hidden truss in our ladder, so it will be still climbable. So let's see, here we are. And as you can see, I can climb it really nice. It's a little bit moved outside, but you can just kind of, look, just kind of move it closer to it like this, and it will be really nicely climbable. So that's really nice, useful tip for builders. Next is the stairs with an invisible wedge. This is almost the same thing. Let's say I'm building stairs, right, and they're really big, something like this, right? I have a stair, right, and you need to kind of jump. It's just not that good, right? We just uncover it and show you real quick what I mean by that. So look, it just won't like climb simply. You need to kind of jump. It's like an obby. It's just not good. So you can just put an invisible wedge by going into part wedge, and this little thing you can rotate it how you want and scale it, of course, so it just looks good. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's going to be again invisible, and it's like pretty weird, but you can kind of like somehow position it, so it's great. I'm gonna put it somehow like this, yes, and I'm gonna put a transparency to 1 and unfurled to 1. So now if I play, you can see, you can climb it very simply. Now it's looking pretty weird because I have a like really big model, but it's going to work better for you if you like build better stairs and better the wedge. I'm just doing like an example here. Next is the Reclass plugin, and this is a must-have for every kind of developer. I'm going to show this with UI, but it works with builders, scripters, really for anything, and every kind of Roblox developer should use this. So let's say I have a simple GUI, right, and I have a frame inside of it, right? I have this size, some kind of color, right? Let's say this to like an orange one, and now I want to create actually an image of it. So yeah, I will need to probably delete it and add image. Well, that's what the Reclass plugin is for. I have a lot of plugins here, but if you hit convert, you can pick which one you want to pick. I want to do an image label, convert. It's the same size, same every kind of property, but it's a different class. It means that now I can set an image to it. So if I see in toolbox some kind of image, yeah, I can just pick it because it's no longer a frame, but it's an image, and that really works with parts, with anything really. So I'm just gonna pick this image, for example, put the ID here, and as you can see, it's working, right? I can just convert it into an image button, let's say. It still has that thing, but now as you can see, it's like hoverable, it's clickable. So it's very nice. I'm just showing this example with UI, but it's really useful for anything, so I really recommend this plugin. Next is optimize your parts, and this is so useful. I just found out like a week ago, and you must do this for all of your games. Let's do this, for example, in these models that I've been doing here. So let's say this ladder, right? We don't really need any of the collision stuff, but you need to kind of like collide with it. So if you want to optimize your game, don't do can touch on the parts that are just not doing the dot touched in script or any kind of collision stuff. So you can just kind of make it not touchable. And now Roblox won't register some kind of touches in the game for that part, because that just slows down the game, since Roblox need to check every frame if you're touching or not. It's something different in Can Collide, because Can Collide, lets you collide with the parts, but Can Touch will only like register the stuff. So of course this doesn't have really big impact, but in a big map you probably don't need to check every part if it's touching or not. So just select all and set Can Collide to false. Some kind of like portal or something you want that can touch on true, because then scripts can detect if you touched it with the part touched connection. So I highly recommend making parts and mesh parts and other stuff can touch on false. And also, if you actually set transparency to like 0.05, right? It's very small, you can't see it from far away, but it actually slows down the game very lot. So if you don't have your transparency on 0 or 1, it will lag your game. So something like 0.5 would lag much more than just setting to 0 or 1. So if you don't set parts to something like 0.05, it's going to lag your game. Again, this is just one part, so it doesn't have any impact. But if you have a big map and every part is set on like 0.01, it's going to do an extra calculation, and it just lags the game extremely much if you actually have a big map. So be sure that you use 0 or 1 when you don't need it. And the last tip is probably, again, one of the biggest mistakes that developers and even big developers do, is organize your game. As you can see, if I just looked into this, I wouldn't really be able to like kind of do some update. Of course, this is just an example place, but for some kind of game, you should do some kind of folder for map, folder some kind of game, folder for your scripts, anything for even lighting if you have a lot of lightings, but that's not really that. But so let me just do a folder here, right? We can do folder and call it, let's say, map, right? We're gonna put everything here. We're gonna put this into a model, so it's just, oh, I've said it wrong, wait, right here, and we can just put everything, spawn, location, base plate in the map. So now it looks very simple that you have map. Okay, let's see. And you should even call your models. So for example, this is stairs, so I'm gonna call it stairs, right? And this is a ladder, so I'm gonna call it a ladder, right? So then when you're looking, you don't need to like click on some kind of model and see like, oh, okay, this is stairs. I can't see the name right here, so it's really nice. So I hope these tips will help you. Please like and subscribe the video if it helped you. Join my Discord server, link in the description, and follow my Roblox profile because I'm trying to get 10k followers. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!